Good evening and welcome to Biz RoundUp. I am Tamiru Nimsat and we at Art Television bring you a collection of business highlights. Let's have a look at the headlines. Board of Investment should encourage more FDIs from the manufacturing sector. Former BOI chief stresses. Sri Lanka's tourism climbs with over 200,000 visitors in January. FTA with Thailand will pave the way for ASEAN market, Foreign Minister says. News in detail. Former head of the Board of Investment, Thilan Wijayasinghe says that Board of Investment has implemented 750 new projects during the period of 1995 to 2001. Addressing a breakfast forum in Colombo recently, former BOI chief said that some of the projects took only just 3 weeks to go for commercial operations from the initial application for such a project.
And I must tell you the record of us receiving an application, approving it, signing an agreement, renting an old building at the Katunayaka zone and commencing commercial operation. So from application to commencing commercial operation, we did it in 3 weeks. Because this was a company that won a tender to manufacture tents for the Saudi Arabian government after a major fire destroyed the tents and dozens of people were killed. So he had very little time to actually manufacture these tents. So during the 95 to 2001 period, 750 new private projects were implemented. I'm not talking of signing agreements under Section 17 of the BOI law. And this was a doubling of the number of projects that were set up during the prior 17-year period. And that, I'm sorry if I'm sounding as if I'm bragging, but I have to give credit to the board, to the team. But that's what allowed the team to win for the first time ever to this date international awards, where the BOI won the runner-up of the top national investment agency in Asia, awarded by Corporate Location magazine, and by the same magazine, 21st best websites out of 500 investment promotion agencies. And I'm proud to say that the BOI was the first organization to actually have a website and have online applications in all of government agencies.
Former BOI chief Wijayasinghe also said that the Board of Investment should encourage more FDIs from the manufacturing sector and the state should step in to settle the Epala phosphate mine legal issue dragging for over 20 years. At the same time, he also questioned why companies that are making 40% profit like SAGT and CICT terminals were given such a lot of concessions.
The BOI has argued in this that out of 1,700 BOI companies that are in operations, almost 80% of them are paying taxes at the normal rate. So we give them the incentives, they set up operation, and after a while, they have to pay all of the normal taxes that are applicable in this country. Now, to some extent, I agree with it, but I disagree with the aggressive nature of which tax holidays were granted, particularly for projects where Sri Lanka is giving up something. For example, a port terminal. I saw no justification to give SAGT, CICT, or whoever a 20-year income tax holiday, especially when you make a 40% profit margin on it. But I was overruled by the Treasury. On top of granting a 20-year tax holiday, SAGT was granted, much to my shock when I read the budget of 1997 or 8, investment relief of 1/3 of the investment to be set off against the taxes of John Keels. No wonder that the tax to GDP ratio came down from about 18 to 19% that prevailed during the period I was chairman BOI in the late 90s.
Land ownership issues for over 2 million Sri Lankans, the Urume program was officially launched in Dambulla under the theme of Collective Path to a Stable Country. The program's aim is to provide permanent land ownership solutions for the farming community who are currently holding the land licenses of Ranbhumi, Jayabhumi and Swarnabhumi and such permissions from respective authorities.
මේ උරුමය වැඩසටහනින් කරන්නේ
The Urume program is to assist the farming community who are living on lands given by the government. Accordingly, the Urume program will remove the conditions which had been imposed for a long period and freehold deeds will be provided. According to the law, President has the authority to provide a permanent deed for any citizen. Accordingly, President will give freehold for 2 million requested individuals or families.
උරුමය නැමැති මේ වැඩසටහන ක්‍රියාත්මක කරනවා.
මේක විශාල විප්ලවයක්. මම හිතන්නේ කවුරුවත් එහෙම ඉඩම් දීලා නැහැ. අපි අයිතිය දෙනවා.
This is a real revolution. No one has given the freehold deeds like this. We give the ownership to the farmers. This is your land. This is your father's or your grandfather's. Their effort and sweat make the country self-sufficient. Then those lands should be given to those who can use it. That's all.
දන්නම් අපි දෙන්නම් ඒක වැඩ කටයුතු කරපු අයට එච්චරයි.
Sri Lanka's tourism industry began the new year on a high note, welcoming over 200,000 international visitors in January, making a remarkable 103% year-on-year growth compared to January 2023.
Despite this impressive growth, the tourist arrival rate fell below the projections set by the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority. The SLTDA had anticipated a range of tourist arrival for January, with the lower case scenario projecting approximately 223,000 arrivals and the upper scenario estimating over 241,000 arrivals. However, the actual arrivals fell short of these expectations, missing the lower case scenario target by approximately 6.6%. Furthermore, January 2024 saw a slight decrease in tourist arrivals compared to December 2023, which recorded over 210,000 arrivals. Analysis of the data reveals that the weekly arrival average was around 47,000 visitors, with a daily average of approximately 6,700 arrivals. India remained the largest contributor to Sri Lanka's tourism traffic, accounting for 16% of total arrivals, followed closely by the Russian Federation at 15%. The United Kingdom ranked third, contributing 8% of the total arrivals. Other significant markets included Germany, China, France, Poland, Australia, and the United States, highlighting the diverse range of countries contributing to Sri Lanka's tourism industry.
Stay tuned. We will return after the short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. The Ceylon Institute of Builders advocates for the support of the Sri Lanka Export Development Board to facilitate the export of the construction industry's services, aiming to bolster foreign exchange earnings for the country. CIOB President Dr. Rohan Karunaratne emphasized that the current economic crisis has led to a significant slowdown in the local construction industry, with over 60% of projects halted. He said this during a meeting with the EDB chairman Dr. Kingsley Bernard in Colombo recently.
Karunaratne highlighted a major obstacle faced by contractors seeking overseas projects, the central bank's restriction on cross-border guarantees and capital funding for establishing projects abroad. He noted that the current limit set by the central bank, which allows only $1 million for cross-border guarantees, is insufficient to meet the requirements of contractors. Karunaratne stressed that if the government provides adequate support to contractors for establishing and securing foreign projects, it could result in billions of dollars being brought into the country within a short span of time. He credited including architects, engineers, quantity surveyors, contractors, and material suppliers to conduct a comprehensive analysis and comparison of construction costs between Sri Lanka and its neighboring countries. This initiative successfully demonstrated that Sri Lanka's construction costs are now aligned with those of neighboring nations. In conclusion, Dr. Karunaratne urged the Export Development Board to extend support to the construction industry, enabling it to export its services and being in much needed foreign exchange to Sri Lanka.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that in order to enhance the regional logistics network and equip Sri Lanka to emerge as a logistics hub in the region, collaboration with Thailand is crucial. The President said this at a meeting with the business communities from Sri Lanka and Thailand recently.
I welcome the Prime Minister's proposal on the land bridge of Kra Canal. Well, from there, the ports of Sri Lanka open. Colombo, Hambantota. We are developing Trincomalee with India, which means when the connectivity comes to India, whole of South India can come to Trincomalee and use the Kra land bridge. It's up to you, Prime Minister, to market it there in India. We are ready for it. So there is potential in all this. Not merely it going to India, but also our ports are also connected. We will be connecting to Africa. We are already connected to Europe. We are also looking at the new roads that will come, both the Chava port in Iran, which will take you to Central Asia, and the new India, UAE, Middle East, Europe route. So all the routes are there. This is why it is very important for us to work together in this field, where we are all hoping to become regional logistics centers. This is a part of our transformation. We also discussed some of the other areas. I said renewable energy. If you can put floating solar, then we have enough reservoirs in Sri Lanka. We built enough for them. They are the ones built by the ancient kings and the ones that we built 20 years ago. But we have excess renewable energy in Sri Lanka. We talked of agriculture modernization and fisheries modernization. In respect of fisheries, the two governments will work to get the private sectors on both sides together. We've asked for help with our private sector to join in how we can modernize agriculture.
Speaking at the Business Forum, Prime Minister Sritatta Visin highlighted potential collaborations in Sri Lanka's hospitality industry, covering food and beverages, hotel supplies and skills development through cooperation between academics and hospitality institutes.
Looking at the strengths of our economies, let me give you a few suggestions of what Thailand and Sri Lanka can collaborate on. In the trade sector, our bilateral trade last year saw a growth of 16%, accounted for 7.4% and 43% increase in export from Thailand and Sri Lanka, respectively. In the manufacturing sector, Sri Lanka seafood processing stands prominent among others. The collaboration between companies from our two countries have the potential to supercharge this industry to market around the globe. Other intermediate goods from Thailand can also support Sri Lanka industrial development, including latex and plastic for automotive parts, components for electric appliances, chemicals for construction materials, and fabrics for garment and manufacturing. In the service sector, Thailand can contribute to the Sri Lankan growing hospitality industry, ranging from food and beverages to hotel supplies, as well as skills development and capacity building through cooperation between our academy and hospitality institutes. In the tourism sector, both sides can take advantage of the close cultural and religious bonds between our peoples. I just informed the President and members of the press earlier that Thai Airways International will resume daily commercial flights between Bangkok and Colombo on 31st of March of this year.
Stay tuned. We will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. Minister of Foreign Affairs Zali Sabri said that the government is working on finalizing more trade agreements similar to the one with Thailand, particularly with ASEAN countries, enabling Sri Lankan businesses access to the larger global market. Minister Ali Sabri said this speaking at the Presidential Media Centre last Tuesday.
President Wickremesinghe, ever since he had taken over, had made a lot of effort to quickly enter into free trade so that we give a larger market to our people and our products. Mr. Veerasinghe is here. He is heading our expert panel who is negotiating with free trade agreement. We have negotiated with the free trade agreement, one with Singapore, so we need to activate that. The Thailand one is very, very important for us. In terms of this, we are also planning technical collaboration, more joint investment, venture partnerships, free visa in order to allow traffic from the both sides. This is not the end. We will start our negotiation on the 23rd with Indonesia, huge market, which is now expected to be the world's fourth biggest economy by 2050 with 300 million people. We are also planning to start with the other ASEAN countries. We are discussing with China. We are also want to further discuss with Indian market with 1.4 billion people, tipped to be the third biggest economy by 2028 and second biggest economy by 2050.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Ali Sabri said that with the signing of the free trade agreement with Thailand, Sri Lanka is set to access a large portion of the ASEAN market since Colombo Harbour will be closely linked to the bridge that is being built across the Malay Peninsula by the Thai government.
The visit of His Excellency, Prime Minister of Thailand, was very significant. We have had long-standing relationship with them, particularly Theravada Buddhist ties through the Buddhism. It has been mostly a cultural and religious tie. Now we are transforming this into people-to-people contact and a commercial time. We all know Thailand is building a 28 billion investment worth land bridge across Isthmus of Kra, which would allow shipping bypass the busy sea route of Malacca Strait, reviving centuries-old Kra Canal project. The proposed approximately 90 to 100 kilometer bridge that would cut across the Kra Isthmus, narrow the part of the Malay Peninsula, would connect the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean without requiring ships to sail down along the tip of the Singapore through the narrow Malacca Strait, which is known to experience congestion, collision, and even piracy. The land bridge, estimated by the Thai authorities to cut the transport duration by an average of 4 days and lower the shipping cost by 15%. The Thai side had conveyed to us that this project would be beneficial for Sri Lanka given the closer linkage that can be established with Colombo Port. So we are trying to make use of this.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the government was planning to reduce the tax burden as economic reforms continue to stabilize the economy. He said the tax registration has substantially increased, with the number of registrations growing to over 1 million by the end of last year, representing a 130% increase. President Wickremesinghe said this delivering the government's policy statement in Parliament on Wednesday.
රජයේ ආදායම් තහවුරු වෙද්දී ඊට අනුකූල වැඩි වැඩියෙන් සහන ලබා දීමට අප පියවර ගන්නවා. අප ලබමින් සිටින වර්ධනය සමාජයේ කතා බහ කරන මාතෘකාවලින්ම පිළිඹු වෙනවා. කලකට කලින් කතා කළේ විදුලි බල කප්පාදුව නිසා විඳින්න වෙන කරදර ගැන. එදා ඉල්ලා සිටියේ කීය වුණත් කමක් නැහැ අකණ්ඩ විදුලි බලය ලබා දෙන්න කියලා. අද කතා කරන්නේ විදුලි බිල ගැන. කලකට කලින් කතා කළේ කළු කඩේ පෙට්‍රල් ලීටරයක් රුපියල් 3000ක් වීම ගැන. තෙල් පෝලිම් වල දවස් 3-4 රස්තියාදු වීම ගැන. අද කතා කරන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාව අලුතෙන් ආයෝජනය කරන තෙල් සමාගම් ගැන. එදා කතා කළේ එළවලුවක් ගන්න විදියක් නැති එක ගැන. අද කතා කරන්නේ කැරට් අලයක මිල ගැන. එදා කතා කළේ පොතපතක් මුද්‍රණය කරගන්න කඩදාසි නැති එක ගැන. අද කතා කරන්නේ වැට් බද්ද ගැන. ඔව් වැට් බද්ද බොහෝ අයට බරක්. අපේ ගැන නොදන්නවා නෙමෙයි. ඒ ප්‍රශ්නේ අපිට නොදන්නවා නෙවෙයි. අප ඒ ගැටලුවත් පියවරෙන් පියවර විසඳුම් ලබා දෙමින් ඉන්නේ. 2022 වසරේ බදු ලියාපදිංචි අය 4,37,547යි. 2023 අවසන් වෙද්දී එම සංඛ්‍යාව 10,29,000ක් දක්වා ඉහළ නැංගුණා. 130%කින් වැඩිවීමක්. බදු ජාලය පුළුල් වෙන්න තනි පුද්ගලයෙකුට තනි ආයතනයකට දරන්න තියෙන බදු බර අඩු වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම අපේ ආර්ථික ප්‍රතිසංස්කරණ ක්‍රියාත්මක කරමින් ඉදිරියට යද්දී ආර්ථිකය තව ස්ථාවර වෙද්දී අප බදු බර අඩු කරනවා. ඒ සමගම වැට් බදු ප්‍රතිශතය සංශෝධනය කරන්නටත් අවකාශය සැලසෙනවා.
With that, we wind up for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. See you tomorrow with State of Business at 7:45 p.m. Take care and good night.